Welcome to another episode of Go RV's Camping Cuisine, thanks to our friends at Thedford. I really enjoyed my stay here in Gembrook, but I've been thinking what to make for dinner when I received this message. JD, we need your help. We're on the road with our caravan and craving pizza, and we don't have an oven, and no one will deliver to here. Please help. This sounds like a job for JD. You've heard the problem, now here's the solution. I'm going to make a pan pizza. You don't need a grill, you don't need an oven, you just need a non-stick pan. Let me run you through the ingredients. For our dough, we're going to need some flour and some Greek yogurt. I'll explain why later. For our topping, some onions, which I've already cut up, pizza sauce, some Italian herbs, and from my pantry, a can of diced capsicum, of course, salami, and cheese. For today's recipe, we're going to do a quick mixed dough. Normally you use yeast. However, I've discovered this new technique. If you use Greek yogurt, because it's got lots of culture, when you add it to the flour, you're going to get more of a pizza-based taste because it's all going to work together to give you a softer, fluffier dough. Again, we're going to use a knife to mix it all together. I'm going to season it and keep mixing until a soft ball of dough rolls up. It's come to a bit of a cottage cheese consistency, and this is where I'm going to use my hands and just make sure that the dough comes together. I'm placing it on the board. I say we probably want to knead it for about 4 minutes, because what you want to do is soften that gluten. That'll give us a nicer crust as well. Remember, when you're kneading, you're trying to add air into the mixture, so you roll it in, capturing air inside, and we're just going to keep doing that, and the dough should come together within a couple of minutes. You can see that's already starting to form a nice smooth dough. If you do have any problems in the kitchen, or you need some tips or advice, feel free to write to me and ask, and I will see what I can do to help. Okay, so you can see our dough is a pretty nice consistency. We're going to let that rest on the bowl, and then we're going to get our toppings ready. So in a bowl, we're going to add our capsicum, chuck it all in. We're going to throw in our onion. We're going to put in roughly a teaspoon of Italian herbs, and of course add our cheese. Now we're just going to mix that all together. It will be easier to sprinkle our pizza with this. Now you should be able to get 2 pizzas out of this one, 2 pan pizzas. See how it's all coming together? So when we sprinkle it on the pizza, it's already mixed and ready to go, and then we just put our salami on top. Okay, now I'm going to set this to the side. I'm going to get my dough and I'm going to cut it in half. I've got my pan, so I want the dough to be about that size. We'll sprinkle a little bit of flour on top, and we'll pat that down into our pizza shape. And remember the old trick, you can use anything that shape as a rolling pin. Okay guys, when you've finally got the size that you want on your pizza base, you're going to roughly have a bit of a look, put the tray on top, and we're going to cut around it, and we're going to mark around our dough gently with a knife. Just mark it. Voila! We'll rip these pieces out, and I'm going to fold the little corners around just like a pizza, and we're going to sit it on our plate. Look at that, nice and stretchy, just like pizza dough should be. Let's get the Thedford fired up. We're going to lightly spray our pan and place it on the stove. So when it's nice and hot, we're going to get a pizza dough on top. Beautiful. Now we've got to work fairly quick here. We're going to put in our tomato pizza sauce on top, and we're going to make sure that it's spread nicely and evenly over our pizza. Okay, we're going to add our mixture on top and spread it out evenly. And finally, we're going to put our pepperoni on top. Now here's a little trick. Put one in the middle, because the middle's normally the bit that sticks the most. And then we're going to spread our pepperoni all around. So we're going to turn it down and put the lid on, leave it for 5 or 6 minutes, and make sure it doesn't burn. Okay, that's been about 5 minutes. Let's check it and see. You can see the cheese is slightly melted, and you can see that our base is nearly done. We're going to slide it onto a plate. Beautiful. Okay guys, here comes the tricky part. You've got to make sure that you don't burn yourself. We're going to turn the pan upside down, and 1, 2, 3 with confidence. Boom! Oh my goodness, I am excited. Listen to that sizzle. We'll put the lid on. We're going to leave it on low as it is for another 5 minutes. That should be golden brown, caramelized and ready to go. Now that's been roughly 5 minutes. We're going to turn our stove off. We're going to open that up. Now look at that. It's bubbling and sizzling away. We're just going to let it sit for a couple of minutes so it's not so runny, and then we're going to flip it onto our board. I think it's ready. Let's flip it onto our board. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Let's dress it up. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of rocket on top and drizzle a little bit of mayo. And there you go. It's time for the taste test. This pizza's so good, I'm going to go around and share it with my neighbours. This is JD signing off. Join me next time for another episode of Go RV's Camping Cuisine, thanks to our friends at Thedford. Pizza, anyone?
Oh, yes, please.